coming to open house today. If you were not able to make it, I'm going to go ahead and record this and put it on my announcements page so that you can reference it really at any time. I do once again appreciate you spending the time to engage with me and see if you have any questions regarding your child's class, their history class. So the first thing we're going to talk about is really what we cover in this class. So segment one, or semester one as it's often called, we learn about 4 topics. Ancient origins, which is where we talk about kind of reading maps and timelines. We look into the early nomads. Then we move into the early ancient river civilizations. So that's when we talk about Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt and the Indus River Valley. We also touch a little bit on Phoenicians and Israelites in there. Then we move forward to ancient America, which is where a lot of students are kind of starting with at this time. That's when we look at the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incas, some other Native American tribes here and there. And then we end the semester or the segment with ancient Greece, where we talk about Sparta and Athens and Alexander the Great and the Greek gods and Greek culture. If you stick with us for segment 2, which obviously I hope all of you do, we will move on, cover the 4 topics in segment 2, which is ancient Rome, the Republic era, the Empire era, and just the culture of Rome. Then we move on to ancient India, where we talk about Hinduism, Buddhism, and the empires. We look at ancient China when we talk about the different dynasties, their beliefs, the Silk Road. And then finally, we'll end the year or segment 2 with ancient Asia and Africa. So we're going to look at the Mongols and then East and West African empires. Just a little bit about me in case you're interested. I have taught at OCPS since 2008. This is my first year with Orange County Virtual School. I grew up in upstate New York near Buffalo, Rochester kind of area. I'm a big Buffalo Bills fan, and we're doing good this year, so that's great. I am married. I live near the Orlando airport. I do love to travel. I've been to many places around the world. I included some pictures there of me at some of the locations that we'll talk about in this class. My favorite food is sushi. And the first thing I do every morning, no matter what, is grab my cup of coffee, because I do love me some coffee. I am married to an OCPS administrator. Both of my parents are retired teachers. My mom, a kindergarten teacher, and my dad, a high school math teacher. My sister works here for Orange County Public Schools with special ed students. And my brother, he's a physical therapist, but he's on the local school board up in our hometown in New York. So really teaching and education is in my blood. It's something that I'm very passionate about. And hopefully that reads when I engage with your students and families in OCVS. So I've been Teacher of the Year in the past. I did receive the Gold Coin of Excellence from Superintendent Jenkins. I was named a Distinguished Alumni at my high school for achievements in my career. So I only mention that there because I do want to reassure you that your child is in good hands in my class, and I do know what I'm doing, and I will definitely do my best to continue to strive for excellence in my career. So please just reach out, contact me if you have any questions for me regarding this class. So 6th graders have had a lot of new challenges this year. They moved from elementary school to middle school. They made the switch from brick and mortar schools to virtual schools. They had to learn a whole new computer program and how it operates. And they even had to learn new content in a way that's completely different, right? Just kind of self-determination or self-pacing. So that's a lot of new stuff. And really, for the most part, great job. You guys have done it. I'm very, very pleased with how a majority of my kids are performing this year, really above my expectations. A couple things that I do want to talk about. One is be careful with your assignments. Please make sure that you are always following the directions given for the assignments. Make sure that you're submitting all the parts that the assignment asks for. Maybe it asks for you to fill out a chart and submit a paragraph, right? You have to have both things if you want to do well on that assignment. Make sure it meets the minimum length requirement, right? If it says 3 paragraphs, it has to be 3 paragraphs, right? If it says 4 sentences, it has to be at least 4 sentences. Make sure that you submit the correct assignment, or I should say the correct work into the correct assignment. As recently as today, I had to tell a kid, looks like you submitted the work for 2.2 in the assignment for 2.3, right? And unfortunately, I can't change that around or switch that. You have to submit it correctly. But the good news is that you have 3 tries to submit every single assignment. So you can always resubmit up to 3 times. I also want to talk about the 0.03 assignments. So the third assignment in every module always has two parts. So whether it's assignment 1.03 or 2.03 or 4.03, right? All the 0.03s, there's two assignments. One, the first one is for every student to complete. The second one is going to be the one that has the little advanced next to it. So it'll say 0.03 advanced. That assignment, only students that are in the honors program have to complete. Okay, so if you're in the honors program, you complete both of the 0.03 assignments, the regular one and the honors one. If you're not an honors student, that's great, no problem. You just have to complete the first assignment. So usually sometimes kids will skip to the very last page to see what the assignment is, but if it's a 0.03 lesson, you have to realize that you need to look at both, right, or the second to last page. Any questions on that, let me know, because I do have a lot of kids that are submitting the advanced assignment either into the regular assignment, or they're not an honor student and they're doing the advanced work. So if you have any questions, just reach out to me and I'll try to help you with that as best I can. So like I said, you always have up to 3 tries to submit every single assignment. If your grade is lower than what you expected, always check the comments, okay? If you see that you're getting marked off for lots of things, right, you're getting zeros and you don't know why, check the comments. I will always put in the comments what you need to fix in order to improve your grade. Students and parents, you can always check the grade book in Educator to see your progress. So the example I have here, that kid has all green, right? There's no missing assignments. Everything is good. Mr. Priv is happy and you should be too, okay? If there's things missing, right, remember you should always go through the course in order. If there are things missing, you wanna make sure you fix that. If there are some red in there, then you're gonna wanna look into those and see if you wanna resubmit anything for a higher grade. So parents, do you have a parent account? There is a place where you can go to sign up if you need that link, because you can't click on it in the video. That's fine. I will go ahead and send it to you. Just reach out to me. But parents with Guardian accounts can see their child's percent complete and their current grade progress in each class. If they have multiple students, you can actually combine them so that you just have one spot to go to look at all of their stuff. Like I said, you need any help with that, you want to definitely reach out to me and I'll help you. Just so you know, I do have office hours. That should say PM, sorry. It's 12:30 p.m. To 8 p.m. on Mondays. And then every other day, Tuesday through Friday, it's 8:30 to 4. These hours are also listed on the announcements page where you can always look and see. So our DBAs, most kids have completed at least one DBA so far. Very impressed with how well kids are doing with the DBAs also. It's really just a verbal conversation to make sure you understand the modules. Now we only do DBAs for the odd numbered modules. I have a lot of kids scheduling DBAs currently for module 2, but we only do them for modules 1 and 3 in the first segment, and then modules 5 and 7 in the second segment. So you don't have to schedule an appointment for any of the even numbered modules. We are gonna start with module 3 doing drive-through DBAs, meaning you don't have to necessarily book an appointment with me. I'm going to kind of have a set time where I will be at my computer. And if you want to sign on to Teams and do the DBA with me then and there, you don't have to go ahead and make an appointment. Usually they can be done a little bit faster and it'll help you move through the course a little bit more timely doing it that way. I just like to do phone calls for the first DBA to kind of give students that one-on-one time, right, where they feel that it is me taking the time to speak with you directly on the phone. Remember, DBAs must be completed before you take that test. So you have to have the password, and I won't give it to you until you've completed all those assignments and you've completed the DBA with me, okay? So how do you schedule an appointment? If you do want to do it that way, just go to my announcements page. If you look in the bottom left corner, you'll see a schedule an appointment. When you click on it, it'll take you to the web page where you can go ahead and just book a time. I ask in the comments you put what you're calling for so that I have an idea when I call you. Usually you'll just say DBA mod 3, right? Or whatever you tell me to let me know that you are, what you want to talk about. I do have live lessons. It's also on my announcements page. It's every Wednesday at 9 a.m. and again at 3 p.m. There is a link and topics discussed can be found on my announcements page. In case you miss one, the recorded sessions are also on my announcements page that you can find. And also usually what I do on those live lessons, I go over the same information that's in all the readings. So if you are a struggling reader especially, and you like to hear it from me, then it's a really great opportunity for you to kind of make sure that you're getting that, that information as well. So usually what'll happen is I'll do, in 1 week, I'll do maybe lessons 0.01 and 0.02, and then the next week I'll do 03 and 04, right? So I won't do an entire module usually in one lesson, but I like to break it up a little bit, get it a little more detailed, and give everyone the time to kind of process and digest the information that they're getting from each one. I do have a resource page on my announcements page. There's lots of great information there. I don't see kids utilizing it as much as I'd like, but I have learning goals for each of the lessons. There is lesson help there where you can really go through and kind of look and see what you should be learning in each of the different modules. You want to kind of look when you're getting close to the segment exam at the end. You want to look and see the study guide, right? It's on the resource page for segment 1 and segment 2. And also, if you're more of a visual person and you just want some extra help, I do have a series of helpful videos on there as well for you to view. All right, so Orange County Virtual School does have clubs. Okay, so if you are interested in joining one of these clubs, just like I said, I know you can't click on this in a video, but let me know and I will go ahead and send you the link so you can join one of those clubs. We like to get you active and participating as much as we can. Testing, we do still have state and local tests that we have to take for Orange County Virtual School. So testing is done in person by order of the governor. All testing calendars you can find on the Orange County Virtual School website. Testing information comes to your child's OCPS email. You can link that email so that it gets sent to other emails as well. Deborah Watkins is our testing coordinator, and her email address is on the screen there. You want to go ahead and email her if you have any questions about testing, or you can also contact your guidance counselor as well if you want to know what test your child is required to complete in 6th grade. Okay, technical support, lots of different technology, which means lots of stuff that can go wrong. So we have different people that you should go to for different problems. Basically, if you have any issues with OCPS's Launchpad, you want to go to Donna Dalton or Philip Sarden. So those are definitely the people that you want to look at if it's any kind of Launchpad issue. If it's a computer issue, login support, it's actually going to be those same 2 people. And if it's Microsoft Teams, you're going to want to go ahead and contact either Jason Caperton or Philip Sarden. Okay, so once again, their email addresses will just be their first name dot last name at ocps.net. If it's VSA or educator support, you want to go ahead and call that 1-800 hotline. That number can also be found on my announcements page. And then also if it's Canvas that you need help with, technical support, then you're also going to want to contact those 3 people, right? Donna Dalton, Philip Sarden, or Jason Caperton. So I will, if you need to pause the video to write down any of those names, just remember that their email address is always first name dot last name at ocps.net. Okay, so guidance counselor. Who is your child's guidance counselor? In 6th grade, these are the 3 guidance counselors, and it is by their last name. So if you are last name A through L, then your guidance counselor is Ms. Bender. If you are, if your last name starts with an M, it's Ms. Lopez, and then if your last name starts with an N through a Z, it's Ms. Ballard. Okay, so you're going to want to take a minute, jot down those names. Like I said, pause the screen if you need to. You definitely want to make sure that you're in contact with the guidance counselor with a lot of the kind of academic or requirement type questions. Parents, you do want to make sure that you have up-to-date information in your VSA profile. So you want to make sure that you click on the menu and you're going to want to go down to where it says student records and then student profile. You want to check that, make sure you have the student name is correct, right? Exactly how it appears really in Skyward or really their birth certificate. The student grade level, make sure it says 6th. The student's address, make sure that that's correct. And then most importantly, the student parent guardian phone number, right? Very important that we can get a hold of you, especially in the virtual school setting. It's extremely important that we have accurate, correct phone numbers. Also then you want to also go in on that same menu to student records and then select academic profile. And you want to make sure that in that academic profile that it says Orange County Virtual Franchise if they're a full-time OCBS student. And then you also want to make sure that you put the school counselor's name, so that guidance counselor, okay? Whether it's A through L, the letter M, or the letter N through Z, right? So you want to put that name of that counselor in there if it's not already. If all these things are in place, it just makes everyone, makes our communication better, makes everyone's life much easier. So we definitely ask that you please try to do that as well. And finally, any questions you want to go ahead and text, email, or call me. I'm happy to answer in any one of those formats. Please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out. And once again, thank you so much for attending our open house, or if not, watching this live session, or maybe we even did both. So I appreciate your time, and have a great day. Take care.